You're looking at my latest modification that I'm hopefully going to install in my Bambu P1S. This is the Panda Status. This just came out. Came out the same time as the Panda Perch. What this is this gives you a little LED or RGB indicator light that gets mounted to the front of the heat bed that can show you a bunch of different information which is configurable. This is designed to mimic the one feature on the Bambu H2D. This allows you to have a similar feature on your P series or X series Bambu printer as well. Once again, one of the issues, the same thing I had with the Panda Perch, was a complaint about the instructions. They were very minimal in the Panda Perch. On the Panda Status, there's none. There's actually no instructions when you open it up. But if you look at the side of the box, there is a QR code. If you scan that, that will take you to a wiki page, which does give you installation instructions, which is good. So that's what I'm going to be following. One thing you do have to do as part of this install is you do have to print the case that the PCB board goes in. So I've already done that. But from there, you're going to be following along with me step by step. This is the PCB board literally just snaps right in, and then there's only one way that the back cover can go on, just like this. Okay, so that's secured. And then you have these ports available on the other side, as well as the USB-C port. Okay, first thing I tell you to do is to remove this little rubber fitting that goes around the PTFE tube that goes into the printer body itself. A little tight, but I got that out. Okay, next this gets wedged in here, but the case that you print has a little spring kind of on the top. The spring assembly, just compress that, and then it fits into that slot right there. Not sure how well you can see that, but that's how that goes. Okay, again, pretty hard to see. You install the little cable, like a ribbon cable that comes with it, goes into that port, and you half reinstall the silicone plug here, right there. That's what it says. And then we begin the cable routing, which is going to probably be the most interesting part of this. One thing I should mention is you want to move the print head forward before you start this, because you're going to need some room. They include a bunch of this black tape that's used to hold down the wire. So the first one is going to hold it in this ledge up here, so we get the cable routed over to the side. Okay, when you make this 90-degree turn, there's an existing kind of wire loom that you can route the cable behind. Get the cable behind that. Okay, you can see how I have it coming. It's taped down there, and then you tape it so it heads over towards the side of the printer. Okay, you clean this front surface. This is where the Panda Status gets mounted. It includes an alcohol wipe, which I've already used, and it includes like this microfiber cloth, so you just make sure that's nice and clean to ensure good adhesion. This Panda Status unit itself comes with high strength 3M VHB tape. You've got to remove that, and then you stick it to the front. Make sure your cable is routed underneath the heat bed when you're at this point. Oh, and I've plugged in the data cable already. Okay, this is how it says to secure it underneath the bed, one on the frame and one towards the back corner. And then yeah, you just got this wire here, and I assume there's enough play to go all the way down, but I guess I should cycle it to make sure. So yeah, you have a wire hanging out there, but I think it's okay. All right, that's all the way down. I still have a little bit of slack there. I did add another piece of tape over here just to kind of keep it out of the way, because it was kind of floating over this direction. They do include a bunch of extra tape, so you can, if you want to tape it up more than what they show in the instructions, you can do so, which is what I did there. So yeah, it has enough slack to go all the way up and down. Okay, as you see now, I have it at the top position, and I have just enough length there to accommodate getting it up to the top as well. So this works for me. Feel free to adjust your tape positions and wire position as you see fit. So this is designed that the USB-A port goes into like a standalone USB power adapter, which I already had one here that powers the light on my X1C. So I have two USB-A connections on that, so that works out very well. So I have it plugged in there, and as you can see, the the status is now glowing. Now I need to go through the software setup of it, because it does actually connect to your Wi-Fi, believe it or not. All right, I have the Panda Status connected to my Wi-Fi. It looks like it does an automatic scan of your network to find Bambu printers, and it found my A1 and my X1C, which are both in the latest firmware. It did not find the P1S, and I presume that's because I'm running the old firmware on this. I am now in the process of updating it. The downside to upgrading it is it makes the Panda Touch sort of very minimal in its features, but that's okay, because I don't, losing the touch functionality isn't a huge deal to me. So we're going through the update, and we're going to see if we get full connection to the Panda Status. It looks cool, just cycling like a Cylon though, if you ask me. All right, my Panda Status is now fully installed. I did run the firmware update on the P1S to bring it current, and that allowed communication to happen as it should be. I have it in the mode where it acts like the H2D. Like right now it's showing the status of the print. You'll see the little white RGB right there. And as the print gets further and further along, it will move along. It also coincides with different statuses of the printer. You can have it with in H2D mode. It shows when it's downloading a file. It shows if there's an error, it'll blink red. And then there's another mode that's called, I think it's called music mode, where it just kind of changes color based on the sounds, the ambient sounds that the device is hearing. And you can configure all that as well. So yeah, the install, not bad. And I like the additional look of it, the functionality of it. And for, I think it was 22 or 23 bucks, for 22 or 23 bucks, I like it. So that's all I have for now. Till next time, Duffman out.